Minecraft 1.14 is quickly becoming another highly anticipated update in the community, following in the footsteps of the great 1.13 aquatic update. Over the last week, Mojang has been teasing a more biome-focused update, including features for desert, taiga, and savanna biomes. My name is System Z, and today I'm going to go over these features and make some predictions of my own. Earlier this week, the first video of 3 showcasing the desert was released by Mojang, and they teased 2 new features to the desert: palm trees and meerkats. Let's take a look. Palm trees and meerkats. I am very excited with 1.14 already, just from what Mojang has been teasing about Minecraft 1.14 deserts. So, as you can see here, I've got a couple of examples of palm trees, all really the same type, but we've also got more to explore in a little bit. Do you guys think that they're going to use the stripped birch wood or any type of stripped logs already, or introduce a new log altogether? I think this could be a good opportunity to get a new shade of planks as well, if there is a new log introduced, and of course a sapling that goes along with it, and even leaves. I think that could be good for new building blocks, and if there is a sapling, that means we could place them anywhere. So I'm thinking custom islands would be a lot easier. Now, I know they're going to be able to do, the slanted trees that kind of come naturally with palm trees, because it seems like they've already done that with the acacia trees in the savanna. Now, what I'm really wondering is about the placement. Do you think they're going to be more along the rivers or inland? Because palm trees don't really need water. They could be, placed randomly throughout the desert, which could be good because it would provide a little bit more green to the, area, opposed to what we see with the cactus here. But what I'd really like to see is an oasis. This could be a great mini biome, and the first of many that could come in the future. We don't really have any biome related structures to where, it's a lucky find to find something like this. This could be very similar to a mushroom, and this could be where the meerkat hang out. Now, on to the meerkats. I've been trying to figure out exactly why they may be adding them, and here's basically what I have in mind. I feel like they're going to be player defensive mobs, meaning they're probably not going to attack mobs directly, but if you do fight them, they will fight back. But what they're probably going to do is go after certain mobs. They're going to probably go after rabbits, I feel like spiders, and different mobs like that. Probably smaller creatures, not skeletons or zombies or anything like that. It could also open doors to lizards, snakes, scorpions, and all of that kind of stuff, which could be very cool to see in the desert. They can also go underground and bury in the sand, so maybe that'll be the first mob that we see that actually travels underground. That could be very interesting, especially now that we have, different mobs that go through the sky, like the phantom. I'd love to see more birds, but unfortunately we're not getting that. Next up, the following day, they announced what features they plan on adding for the Taiga Biome, particularly berries, campfires, and foxes. This could be interesting. The Taiga Biome, my particular favorite in this round of videos that we've gotten from Mojang. I love the features they have teased here. They've got campfires, berries, and foxes, which is very exciting. Now, this design here is probably not what they would do. This is actually a design by my friend, Biggs87X. Very, very talented builder. Very, very cool design. I've basically got player heads here and used a piston to push it down. These are skeleton skulls with fire in the middle. I think it looks very good. I imagine what they would do instead, however, is one single block, similar to what we've seen in certain mod packs. I think it could be a very good resource, especially early on in the game. What I'm thinking is if you have a campfire going, it might actually cause mobs to go, further away from you, which would be very good. The light source may also be, close to fire, if not even more. Because, obviously with burning wood in there, it would burn a little bit brighter. I think that would be very cool. Now, I'm wondering if it'll go out after a certain amount of time, as well as if you can cook food in it, which I think is definitely something they have to do. Just because, again, I feel like it's one of those, first couple of day resources. It could also be good for decoration, which is why this is going to be the biome that has my personal vote. I'd love to also see chairs, perhaps with, actual oak logs that you can sit on, or even just the ability to sit on pre-existing blocks like the slabs and stairs. I think that could be really cool. Now, another thing about the fire is whether or not we'll actually have to craft it by putting in, logs and do a certain, remedy of different things as opposed to craft something. I think it could be very cool to have to follow a procedure to light it. because I'm assuming at this point we wouldn't really have a flint and steel, so that's very interesting. Next up, my personal favorite, berries. This is going to be one of those really cool things to have in the game for a builder and just for a normal survivalist. We could either have, vine-based berries that grow on pre-existing leaves on the ground, right-click it and it'll pop off and you can eat it like that. Or what I would personally rather see is something that's an actual new block, something in the form of tall grass, but maybe a little bit more round and a little bit more tall. I think it would be better if it were in a full single block space. That way two beside each other wouldn't look too weird, especially in a garden. You could also maybe do farming, and I think this could really open the doors to many cool different types of berries in the future, and even different plants altogether like grapes. That could be awesome, or oranges, or different apples from the trees. More natural sources and ways to actually get food would be very, very cool. It seems like what they're trying to focus on with the Taiga biome is more, starting survival, the basics, and just a little bit more assistance with that and different ways to do it. I think these could be very cool ways. And then, of course, foxes are also being teased. I think it would be very cool to see foxes with, foxholes underground, and maybe they could also go out and hunt different mobs. I don't particularly know what they eat, but I believe they really choose either smaller animals, bugs, or plants, but I'm not entirely certain, to be honest. But I do very much look forward to being able to hear, the foxes and the sounds they make during the night. I think that could be very cool. What I'm also wondering is whether or not these will all kind of collect, and whether the foxes will be attracted to the berries or the fire. I think that could be very interesting. I'm also wondering about the speed and whether or not they'll be able to be tamed. Well, what do you guys think? This is personally my favorite, and I'm definitely going to vote for the Taiga just because there's more, offered here. You get food, you get new blocks, and you get a new mob, and that's not really something that all of the other, options really offer, in my opinion. I just think there's many different things you could do here. Even got a new mechanic similar to the furnace and hoppers with the campfire, new food and farmable source with the berries, and create a block as well, and a new mob. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Last but certainly not least, the highly anticipated Savanna Biome was released, and they teased the massive baobab trees, termites, and ostriches. Let's check it out. When the announcement video for the Savanna Biome came out, I wasn't really interested, but taking a closer look and planning this video, I've got to say, it looks pretty good. The first thing that we see is the baobab tree, and that's going to be a taller tree that will be found in savanna biomes. Now, I don't imagine it will have any unique, log material, as it's probably going to be the exact same as these acacia trees. They're probably just going to be a smaller variant of this particular tree. Now, what I'm really wondering is whether or not they're going to be, alone like this and just in random spots throughout a pre-existing savanna biome, or if we're going to have, the savanna biomes as we know it, and just as you get closer into the center, you would see taller trees all bunched up together. Now, this will be a nightmare to mine away, and again, not much reward, because you probably won't get custom blocks from it, or new blocks anyways, and that's a little bit unfortunate. But I do also need to say it might look a little bit weird, because in the video, they have a 4x4, whereas this is a 2x2. If it is a 4x4, I hope they kind of match what I've done here and add a little bit more variation to the bottom and bring it a little bit more in to be a 2x2. I think that would be a little bit better and also a little bit different and possibly a placeholder for future trees to come. Because we don't really have any trees that have, good organics like that. Now, this next one just kind of left me with my head down and confused. Termites? I don't know. It's mysterious. I do have a couple of theories. Maybe if you go up to try and chop down a tree that has termites, it might hurt you. Or maybe you could catch the termites and use it to get rid of some ruins or, maybe logs. I don't know. It could be cool to have structures in the savanna biome that are old and in ruins and infested with termites, which could be pretty interesting. Good for loot as well. Maybe you could find something in them. But I'm wondering what they would drop and what really their purpose would be. I don't really see, exactly what they could be used for. However, now thinking about it, and this is kind of on the spot here, it could be good for farming, which I definitely did not think about. Perhaps if you get the termites and you put them into a specific spot and have logs go into it, maybe they'll eat the logs and it'll drop into a hopper. Now, obviously, that's not what they have intended, but that could be very, very interesting. Next up, I have a mod installed for this one. You can probably see by this little guy flying around. I do have the exotic birds mod installed, and this actually will allow us to look at the ostrich before it does come in game. Now, I really hope they follow this model because this looks absolutely adorable, and I would absolutely love this. And the sounds are a little interesting, but I'm wondering if they would hurt you if you did hit them. This one doesn't, but again, this is a modded version. And in this mod, they allow you to actually ride them, which looks pretty interesting. I think this could be a great way to travel and a very unique mob. I was looking forward to elephants and giraffes, and, you know, those types of mobs, but this would be pretty interesting as well, and maybe just a stepping stone to something a little bit better. Now, another thing is this would also give us food. I'm sorry, Ostrich! This could also give us food, and who knows what that type of food could be, and how resourceful it could actually be as well. Now, another thing I'm wondering is if the ostriches will actually attack a player or other mobs, as well as, you know, if there will be different types. Will they appear with different colors and all that kind of stuff? I think that could be really cool. Man, I'm loving this mob the more I look at it. It's so good. Again, thank you to the Exotic Birds mod for this. I believe I am in 1.12, so if you want to grab that, you can definitely do a Google search. Very, very cool mod. But that is basically it for the Savanna biome. Now keep in mind, the community manager did say that we are going to see all of these biome updates happen. The only thing we're voting on is which one will happen first. So we can look forward to all of these features being in Minecraft 1.14. And that's pretty much it for the news on Minecraft 1.14 this week, at least before Minecon Earth. Which biome do you plan on voting for? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more building videos and Minecraft 1.14 content. My name has been System Z, you guys have been awesome, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.